Blu-ray Collection Part 1. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to the start of a look at my Blu-ray collection. I've shown box sets, now we're just on to all my other Blu-rays basically. So this is film, TV, comedy, music, all sorts floating through here. And the box sets, any multi-film collections or TV series where I had more than one, so it makes sense to me. So film, so for example the Alien quadrilogy box set is up there because that had all 4 films in it. If I haven't, but if I had a box set that was a special box set of Alien, that would be in with these. TV series, I showed you the complete Being Human because that had all the seasons of Being Human. Game of Thrones, I've got all the individual series releases, so they're in with this. Hope that makes sense. These aren't in much of an order. Originally, when I first had these shelves for my Blu-rays, they were in alphabetical order. That's fast gone out the window because it would just involve moving too many every time I added one to it. But you will find chunks that are in alphabetical order. Similarly, you might find season 2 of a series before series 1. I would try and mention if I've got the earlier series, but obviously you will see it eventually. Let's just get on with it. So first up we have The Martian, starring Matt Damon. It's just a really, really good film. Heartily recommend. Only Lovers Left Alive, Jim Jarmusch film about vampires, starring Tilda Swinton and Tom Hiddleston and Mia Wasikowska. I can normally say her name, but it's 8:30 at night, and I've started on the thirsty ferret. Mia Wasikowska, I think. Anton Yelchin and John Hurt as well. I mainly got this because of Mia, because I am a big fan of hers, but it is a really good film. It wouldn't be to everyone's taste, but if you don't mind things that are a bit unusual. Runner. I got this because Gemma Arterton's in it. Again, I'm a big fan of. It's okay. Justin Timberlake and Ben Affleck. It's a crime thriller, do with online poker and swindling people, and it's not great film, but it's okay. Well acted. Hawk for Slayer, network release of this British, fairly low budget swords and sorcery film that I watched a number of times as a kid. Got it out of the video library, so picked it up for nostalgia reasons. It's okay, you know, it's not a great film, but if you enjoyed it as a kid, you'd enjoy it again. 13 Hours. It's a British horror film starring Isabella Calthorpe, Gemma Atkinson and Tom Felton. It's okay for that sort of thing. I mainly got it for the cast because I like Gemma and I like Isabella. It's a teenagers in a horror film sort of film. It's okay. David Brent, Life on the Road. Really enjoyed this. I loved The Office. I haven't watched Afterlife yet, but I've enjoyed everything Ricky Gervais has done. And this didn't disappoint. And the soundtrack CD is excellent as well. But yeah, David Brent, Life on the Road. World's End, or The World's End rather. So the third in the Cornetto trilogy. Edgar Wright directing, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and all their mates basically. The weakest of the 3, but still a bloody good film. If you like their humour, I'm sure you will enjoy this. My Week with Marilyn, excellent film, really, really good film. Big fan of Michelle Williams. I think she's an amazing actress, and you just fall in love with her in this. Eddie Redmayne, Kenneth Branagh, Judi Dench, Emma Watson. yeah, really good film. Do recommend that. Jane Eyre. Obviously, is Jane Eyre. Again, got this because it stars Mia Wasikowska. As well as Michael Fassbender and Jamie Bell and Judi Dench again. Yeah, it's an adaptation of Jane Eyre. It's very good. The first of many Arrow releases you will see through this collection. This is Bound. So this was the first film by who were then the Wachowski brothers, but are now just the Wachowskis because they've both had sex changes. I hope that's the right terminology. Apologies if it's not. I'm a middle-class white bloke, I don't know. But yeah, this was sort of, they had the idea for the Matrix and they were trying to sell it, and nobody would let them do it because they hadn't proved themselves. So they basically made this film to prove themselves as directors. So Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly strike together a romance and rip off Jennifer Tilly's boyfriend, Joe Pantoliano, even, and rob from him. But it's very stylistic and good, sort of gangster thrillery type film. And as ever with Arrow, a good release. This is The Time of the Doctor, Matt Smith's final episode of Doctor Who. This also contains the other 11th Doctor Christmas specials. So there's a Christmas Carol, The Doctor, The Widow, and The Wardrobe, and The Snowmen, all of which I've got on the separate box sets. But Time of, this was initially the only way to get this, but then they included it on the 50th anniversary box set. I think I'm remembering right there. I think I'm right. I enjoyed this episode, but it wasn't great. But it got me at the end when he regenerated. Miles Ahead, starring Don Cheadle as Miles Davis. I'm a big Miles Davis fan anyway, but this was a really good film. Basically, a journalist gets into Miles's life in the late 70s when he's trying to break his heroin addiction and trying to get back into music, really. But yeah, really good performance, and it's lots of flashbacks and what have you. But yeah, really good. Ewan McGregor's the journalist. Yeah, really good film. Disney's The Aristocats. I picked up a few Disney films for various reasons, and then just used to get the My Movie or Disney Movie Rewards, which no longer exists. So I can show you that. So you go on their website. Each Disney release had one of those in with a special code, and depending on what you'd bought, the code was worth so many points. So 3D Blu-ray was worth more than Blu-ray, which was worth more than DVDs. And once you get a certain number of points, you could redeem them for various stuff. And some of the things you could redeem them for were Blu-rays and DVDs. Pardon me. So I picked up a few more of the Blu-rays through that. As you may have seen from my birthday last year, I got the big book set with all the Disney films in, which I am slowly working my way through. I'm on I just literally about an hour ago finished watching the 9th disc, I think it was, out of 55. So it'll take a while. So obviously I've stopped getting the individual releases now. This is Holy Motors. Strange film. But it stars Kylie Minogue and Eva Mendes and various French people who I don't know. I'm not even going to begin to try and explain the plot. It's a fascinating, visually striking labyrinth of interwoven fantasies that follow Monsieur Oscar over the course of a single day, where he takes on 10 bizarre guises, ranging from a gangster, an aging millionaire, to a troubled parent and an anarchic tramp. yeah, it's a very strange film, very hard to follow story-wise because there isn't really a story, but it's visually spectacular and the cast are great. Yeah, it's won't be to everybody's taste, but if you, as I said earlier, if you like weird films, you probably like it. It's Clean Skin, starring Sean Bean. I got this because Tuppence Middleton is in it, as is Michelle Ryan as well, who I'm also a big fan of, Charlotte Rampling, James Fox, Peter Polycarpou. So Sean Bean's secret agent who's deeply embedded in London, criminal underground. He's trying to get to the heart of a Muslim terrorist cell and stop terrorist attacks, basically. Yeah, it was quite a good film. It's not great, but it's quite a good film. Worth watching. This is the complete series 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, well, and 1, 2, 3, isn't it? Brian Pern. So, if you're not familiar, this is a BBC 4 mockumentary, I suppose. Simon Day is Brian Pern, who is a rock star. He was a singer in a group called Foch, and then he went on to have solo success, and Foch, and loosely, but not that loosely, based on Genesis, and Brian Pern is essentially Peter Gabriel, but taken to extremes. As I say, it's a mockumentary. There's lots of real rock stars involved as well. It's just really funny. Highly recommended. There's lots of other bits on here as well. Yeah, highly recommend that. How are we doing time? Couple more. This is Studio Canal release of That Obscure Object of Desire, French film from 77. Another bit of a strange film. So, Fernando Rey is a middle-aged man who falls in love with a 19-year-old former chambermaid. However, that character, the chambermaid, is actually played by two different actresses, and they sort of chop and change throughout the film. Carol Bouquet, probably best known for playing Milena Havelock in For Your Eyes Only, and what's her name, Angela Molina, and they sort of more or less, Carol plays sort of the innocent side of Conchita, and Angela is the more adventurous and naughty side, if you like, of her. But yeah, really good film. It's a film I had on VHS, so I upgraded to Blu-ray when I could. I sort of skipped DVD on it entirely. But yeah, if you like French films, and again, don't mind a bit of weird, go for it. And we will end on Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sure you're all familiar with this. Just a wonderful film, one of the best Marvel films, in my opinion. Funnily enough, I was in my local record shop today. I was chatting with Kieran, the owner, and we often talk about my autograph collecting. And we were talking about the Marvel films. And he said he doesn't really like them, but he sort of knows what's going on because his kids likes them. But he did really like Guardians of the Galaxy. So I will say that it is a Marvel film for people who don't like Marvel films. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, that'll do for this part. Keep watching my playlist. These will appear roughly every week anyway. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.